Listen to this. Your character is not a small thing. It is not a background detail. It is the quiet force that shapes how you are seen, how you are trusted, and how you walk through life when no one is clapping for you. You may think people notice talent first, or beauty first, or success first, but the deeper truth is this. Character carries weight. Character lingers. Character leaves an impression long after the first impression fades. The way you respond when life presses on you, the way you speak when you're tired, the way you choose what is right when no one is watching, all of that speaks louder than any polished image. So breathe with me for a moment. You are being formed in ways that matter more than you realize. Your life is always saying something, even when your words are few. The choices you make in quiet moments become a kind of signal. They tell the world what kind of person you are becoming, and they tell your own heart what it can rely on. A strong character does not appear overnight. It is built in ordinary days, in small refusals, in patient honesty, in the decision to remain kind when irritation would be easier. That is why your inner life matters so much. It is the seabed of everything else. If your inner life is shallow, your confidence will keep wobbling. If your inner life is rooted, you will become harder to shake. Remember this truth. People may admire your gifts, but they will remember your spirit. You've probably seen this in your own life already. The people who stayed, the people who trusted you, the people who felt safe around you, they were not only responding to what you could do, they were responding to who you were while you were doing it. Character is the magnet that draws lasting respect. It is the reason some voices are heard with peace and others are heard with suspicion. It is the reason some hands are welcomed and others are held at a distance. You may not be able to force trust, but you can become trustworthy. You may not be able to command peace in every room, but you can carry peace into the room. That is the power of character. It attracts what matches its truth. Feel it in your soul. You're not being asked to become perfect. You are being invited to become honest, steady, and true. Perfection tries to look impressive. Character tries to be real. Perfection hides its cracks. Character learns from them. Perfection demands applause. Character can walk alone without losing itself. The Creator has placed in you the ability to grow into depth. That depth may not sparkle as quickly as performance, but it will sustain you through storms that performance cannot survive. So if your life has felt like a long lesson in becoming, do not resent that process. It is shaping you into someone who can hold more peace, more responsibility, more love, and more truth. There is a reason certain opportunities seem to find one person and pass by another. Sometimes it is not luck. Sometimes it is not timing alone. Sometimes it is the quiet gravity of a trustworthy heart. Character is a kind of invitation. It tells life, you can place something here and it will be treated with care. It tells relationships, you can come near and not be handled carelessly. It tells purpose, you can trust this person with more because this person has shown they can carry what is given. This does not mean you will never struggle. It means your struggle will not define your worth. It means your mistakes do not erase your capacity to grow. It means your history can become a classroom instead of a prison. Listen to this. If you have been longing for doors to open, consider the door that opens from the inside first. The door inside your heart. The door of integrity. The door of self-respect. The door of consistency. The door of calm speech when anger would be easier. The door of honesty when hiding would feel safer. The door of responsibility when blaming others would be simpler. These inner doors shape outer outcomes more than many people realize. A life that keeps collapsing outwardly often needs strengthening inwardly. That is not shame. That is guidance. You can build something lasting from the inside out. And that building begins with who you choose to be when no one is rewarding you for it. You may have thought character was only about doing the right thing. It is that, but it is also about becoming the kind of person who can do the right thing without constant effort. Over time, repeated choices create a natural way of being. Honesty becomes easier. Patience becomes stronger. Kindness becomes more natural. Self-control becomes less of a battle and more of a steady rhythm. That is why little habits matter. They are not little in the long view. They are the architecture of your future. Every time you tell the truth, every time you pause before reacting, every time you honor a promise, you are laying another stone in the foundation of your life. That foundation will hold you when pressure comes. Breathe with me for a moment. Perhaps part of you is tired of hearing that good character matters when the world seems to reward louder things. Maybe you have watched people gain attention with charm, noise, or image while depth seemed ignored. But what shines quickly can fade quickly. What is built deeply lasts. The magnet of character does not always draw crowds, but it draws the right kind of closeness. It draws trust. It draws peace. It draws people who value what is real. And even when no crowd appears, it draws a quieter reward, self-respect. There is a special peace in knowing your life is aligned with your own deepest values. That peace cannot be bought. You have likely felt the difference between being admired and being known. Admiration can be loud but shallow. Being known requires truth. Character makes truth possible. It lets people see enough of who you are to trust that what they find there is steady. That steadiness is not about never making mistakes. It is about owning them, learning from them, and not turning every failure into a mask. A person of character can say, "I was wrong," and remain whole. A person of character can say, "I need help," and remain strong. A person of character can say, "I am growing," and not feel ashamed. That kind of humility is magnetic because it is safe. It is honest. It is human. It is deeply attractive in the healthiest sense. Remember this truth. You do not become magnetic by pretending to be flawless. You become magnetic by becoming congruent. Your inner life and outer life begin to match. Your words, your actions, your values, your boundaries, your choices, all begin to point in the same direction. That kind of alignment is rare, and because it is rare, it stands out. People feel it. They may not always name it, but they feel when someone is centered, authentic, and grounded. They feel when there is no need for performance. They feel when kindness is real, not rehearsed. That is why your character matters so much. It gives your presence a kind of gravity that cannot be faked for long. The Creator has placed in you a conscience for a reason. That inner knowing is not your enemy. It is a guide. It helps you feel when something is off, when a choice does not fit, when a path would cost too much of your peace. Listen carefully to it. Not every feeling is a compass, but conscience often carries quiet wisdom. It nudges you toward what is clean, true, and loving. The more you honor that guidance, the stronger it becomes. The more you ignore it, the harder it is to hear. So treat your conscience gently. Keep it clear. Let it help you become a person whose yes is honest and whose no is kind but firm. There is a strength that comes from being the same person in private and in public. That strength cannot be overstated. It frees you from the exhausting labor of pretending. It allows your body to relax because your soul is not split in half. Many people are tired not because they are busy, but because they are divided. They're trying to keep up appearances while hiding what is true. Character invites wholeness. It says you do not have to live as two different people. You could be one person, honest and steady, and that one person can carry more peace than 100 performances ever could. That peace becomes visible. It changes the atmosphere around you. Listen to this. Character also protects you from your own impulses. There will be moments when reacting quickly feels satisfying. There will be moments when taking the easy route feels tempting. There will be moments when keeping a secret, bending the truth, or cutting a corner seems harmless. But every small compromise teaches your heart something. It teaches it what to expect from you. That is why your private decisions matter. They are a conversation between your present self and your future self. When you choose integrity, you are telling your future self that it can trust you. When you choose honesty, you are building a home inside yourself that does not collapse under pressure. That home matters. It keeps you steady when life gets loud. You may have heard people say that talent opens doors. That is true in part. Talent can open doors. Skill can open doors. Appearance can open doors. But character keeps doors open. Character keeps relationships healthy. Character keeps trust alive. Character keeps your own conscience from fighting against you. Without character, even great ability can become unstable. With character, even small ability becomes meaningful. That is why you should not despise the quiet work of becoming trustworthy. It may not be glamorous, but it is powerful. It is the kind of power that does not need to announce itself. It simply shows up, stays steady, and proves itself over time. That proof is worth more than flashy moments. Feel in your soul. If you want to attract better outcomes, start by becoming the kind of person who can sustain them. That means preparing the inner ground. It means learning how to manage disappointment without becoming bitter. It means learning how to manage success without becoming arrogant. It means learning how to listen more than you speak when wisdom is needed. It means learning how to stand firm without becoming hard. These are not small skills. They are the hidden muscles of strong life. They are developed through reflection, patience, repentance, and practice. Each time you choose maturity over impulse, you grow more magnetic. Not because you're trying to impress, but because you're becoming stable enough to be trusted. There may be wounds in your past that made character feel dangerous. Maybe you learned to protect yourself by hiding, by pleasing, by staying vague, by keeping distance. That makes sense. Pain teaches survival strategies, but survival is not the same as living. You are allowed to outgrow the ways you once had to cope. You are allowed to become someone who no longer needs to disappear in order to stay safe. Character can include boundaries. In fact, healthy boundaries are part of character. They say, I know who I am. I know what I value. I know what I will not permit to erode my peace. That clarity is strength, not selfishness. It is a sign of healing. Listen to this. The magnet of character is not just about attracting people. It is about attracting the right experiences into your life. A clear, steady heart tends to create clear, steady results. A deceptive heart creates confusion. A reactive heart creates instability. A generous heart creates trust. A disciplined heart creates opportunity. Your inner posture affects the outer world more than you may realize. This is not magic. It is pattern. It is the way life responds to what you repeatedly choose. If you want better results, do not only change your goals. Change the qualities you practice every day. That is where lasting change begins. You can ask yourself gentle questions. What kind of person am I becoming when no one corrects me? What do my habits say about my values? Where do I compromise because I am tired? Where do I hide because I fear being seen? Where do I remain consistent because I know who I want to be? These questions are not meant to shame you. They are meant to clarify you. Clarity is a gift. It reveals what is already true. And once the truth is clear, you can begin to move with intention instead of confusion. That is a powerful shift. There is a beauty in someone who is deeply rooted. They do not need to dominate a room to be felt. They do not need to perform goodness to be trustworthy. Their presence itself brings a kind of ease. That can be you, not by force, but by faithful practice. Not by pretending, but by choosing. Every time you honor your word, you become a little more rooted. Every time you speak with kindness under pressure, you become a little more rooted. Every time you admit the truth instead of hiding, you become a little more rooted. And roots matter. Roots keep the tree standing when winds arrive. Roots make the tree fruitful in its own time. Roots are invisible, but they are everything. Remember this truth. Many of the things you want in life are drawn toward reliability. Peace is drawn to reliability. Healthy friendship is drawn to reliability. Deep trust is drawn to reliability. Meaningful work is drawn to reliability. Even your own self-respect is drawn to reliability. When you can depend on your own word, your life becomes less chaotic. When you can trust yourself to follow through, your energy stops leaking everywhere. You begin to move with focus. You begin to feel a quieter confidence. That confidence does not come from pretending you have it all together. It comes from knowing you are learning how to live in alignment with what matters. The Creator has not wasted the difficult parts of your story. Even the moments that expose your weakness can become part of your wisdom. Sometimes character is built most powerfully in the places where you felt most stretched. The very thing that embarrassed you may become the lesson that strengthens you. The very thing that humbled you may become the key that softens your pride. The very thing that broke your assumptions may teach you how to live more thoughtfully. Do not dismiss the hard seasons too quickly. Let them teach you. Let them refine you. Let them reveal what needs to grow. Growth is often uncomfortable, but it is also kind because it saves you from staying shallow. You do not need to become cold to become strong. That is one of the great misunderstandings. Strength and softness are not enemies. In fact, true strength often includes softness. It includes the ability to remain open without becoming fragile. It includes the ability to care without losing boundaries. It includes the ability to tell the truth with gentleness. Character is not harshness. Character is integrity with warmth. It is firmness without cruelty. It is love with backbone. That combination is powerful. It draws respect because it feels safe. People can relax around someone who is both kind and steady. That calm steadiness is magnetic. It invites trust without demanding it. There will be times when your character costs you something. It may cost you approval. It may cost you convenience. It may cost you the quick win. It may cost you the desire to be understood by everyone. But what it gives back is greater. It gives you inner peace. It gives you self-respect. It gives you a life that does not need constant repair. It gives you a conscience that can rest. It gives you the ability to look in the mirror and feel no need to hide from yourself. That is a gift worth protecting. Guard it carefully. Feed it daily. Let it grow stronger than fear. Listen to this. If you are waiting to become perfect before you live with character, you will wait forever. Character is not the absence of struggle. It is the practice of returning to what is true after struggle appears. You may slip. You may forget. You may react badly sometimes. That does not erase your growth. What matters is what you do next. Do you excuse what was wrong, or do you face it? Do you blame others, or do you learn? Do you harden, or do you return to humility? These responses reveal your character more than any polished image can. Your future self is watching your present choices with gratitude or grief. That may sound strong, but it is true. Every day you are teaching your future how to be treated. Every repeated action becomes a message. Every promise kept becomes trust. Every excuse becomes a pattern. Every act of courage becomes a brick in a strong life. So ask yourself, what is my life teaching my future? What kind of person will my habits produce? These questions can wake you up in the best way. They can help you become intentional rather than accidental, steady rather than scattered, honest rather than split. Breathe with me for a moment. You are allowed to begin again in the middle of your life. You are allowed to take stock, adjust, and choose differently. Character is not a verdict on your past. It is a direction for your future. The fact that you're reflecting now means you're already moving. Reflection is not failure. It is wisdom. It is the courage to ask whether your life matches your values. And if it does not yet match, that is okay. You can begin the work of alignment today. Small corrections create powerful changes over time. It may help to picture your character as a magnet that does not only attract people, but also attracts peace, opportunity, and a settled life. But magnets also repel. Character repels what is false, what is shallow, what is manipulative, what is careless. That can be uncomfortable. Some things that used to cling to you may fall away when you become more grounded. Let them. Not every loss is a loss. Sometimes what leaves your life is simply what could not live in the presence of truth. Do not panic when that happens. It may be evidence that your inner life is getting healthier. There's a reason you feel unsettled by a double life, by hidden resentment, by repeated compromise. Your soul is not made to thrive in contradiction. It wants wholeness. It wants a simple yes. It wants a clean conscience. It wants speech that matches intention. It wants actions that align with values. That wholeness is not boring. It is freeing. It takes less energy to be one honest person than to manage a dozen masks. The relief you feel when you live honestly is itself a sign. It tells you that truth is your native air. You breathe better in it. Remember this truth. The magnet of character is strongest when it is quiet. Loud self-promotion often wears out. Quiet integrity endures. The person who does the right thing because it is right does not need to shout about it all the time. Their life speaks. Their reliability speaks. Their calm presence speaks. Their refusal to cut corners speaks. And people feel that, even if they cannot explain why. They sense that this is someone they can trust. Be that kind of person, not to earn applause, but to live in a way that supports your own peace and blesses the people around you. The Creator has given you the freedom to choose who you become. That freedom is sacred. Use it with care. Do not let fear choose for you. Do not let old pain choose for you. Do not let the need for quick comfort choose for you. Let your deeper values choose. Let truth choose. Let peace choose. Let the version of you that is calm, humble, and brave have a voice. When you do that, you are not denying your humanity. You are honoring it. You are saying your life deserves more than impulse. It deserves intention. And intention changes everything. There's one more thing to remember. Character is attractive not because it is flawless, but because it is safe. People do not need more polished masks. They need more safe hearts. Hearts that can apologize. Hearts that can keep confidence. Hearts that can listen without twisting. Hearts that can tell the truth without weaponizing it. Hearts that are steady when others are scared. Hearts that are generous without becoming naive. Hearts that know how to love without losing themselves. That kind of heart becomes a refuge. And refuges are magnetic because people are hungry for what is real. If you have failed in the past, do not let that failure define your future character. Failure is a teacher if you let it be. It can show you where your weaknesses are. It can show you what needs strengthening. It can show you the difference between guilt and responsibility. Guilt says you are hopeless. Listen to this. Becoming a person of character is not about becoming rigid. It is about becoming reliable in love, reliable in truth, reliable in kindness, reliable in your own inner commitments. That kind of reliability is not dull. It is deeply comforting. Imagine how your life changes when you know you could trust your own decisions more often. Imagine how relationships change when the people around you sense consistency. Imagine how your spirit relaxes when you are not constantly negotiating with your own conscience. That is the life character makes possible. It is not instant, but it is worth every step. You may still be in the middle of building. That is okay. Buildings take time. Roots take time. Trust takes time. A strong life is not rushed into being. It is formed. So be patient with yourself, but do not be passive. Keep practicing the small things that strengthen who you are. Keep telling the truth. Keep honoring what matters. Keep choosing what aligns with peace. Keep returning to your values after pressure tries to pull you away. These repeated returns are not minor. They are the very substance of your future. Character is built by the faithful return. There is a quiet joy in becoming someone your own soul can trust. That joy cannot be overstated. It means less second-guessing, less inner conflict, less guilt, less pretending, more room for peace, more room for rest, more room for meaningful connection, more room for a life that feels clean from the inside. That joy is available to you. You do not have to wait for some distant version of yourself to experience it. Begin now. Begin with one choice that reflects your values, then another, then another. Over time, those choices become a way of living that feels like home. Breathe with me for a moment. Let yourself imagine that your life can attract what is healthy, not by force, but by resonance. Your honesty attracts honesty. Your steadiness attracts steadiness. Your generosity attracts generosity. Your peace attracts peace. Your humility attracts wisdom. Your character becomes a field that welcomes what is good and repels what is harmful. That is not about controlling the world. It is about becoming aligned with truth. When you align with truth, your life naturally starts to change. You become easier to trust, easier to know, easier to love, easier to follow. That is the magnet. Remember this truth. The strongest magnet is not the one that looks the most impressive. It is the one that is made of the right material. Likewise, the strongest character is not the one that impresses the most people. It is the one that can hold up under pressure. It is the one that remains kind when tired, honest when tempted, and steady when misunderstood. That is what draws lasting connection. That is what supports a meaningful life. That is what makes your presence feel like safety rather than noise. Be patient with your formation. It is producing something beautiful. The Creator has not placed you here to be a performer without a soul. You are here to be a real person with a steady spirit. A person who can laugh without hiding. A person who can grieve without collapsing into despair. A person who can work hard without losing tenderness. A person who can stand firm without becoming cruel. That is a noble life. It does not need to be flashy to be valuable. It needs to be true. And truth, live consistently, becomes a magnet for everything that can actually hold your heart well. So take the next honest step. Maybe it is an apology. Maybe it is a boundary. Maybe it is a habit change. Maybe it is telling the truth to yourself about what you can no longer tolerate. Maybe it is letting go of a false image. Maybe it is choosing rest over proving yourself. Whatever it is, let it come from your values, not your fear. That is how character grows. It grows through alignment, through courage, through repeat choices that say, "This is who I am becoming." And that becoming is a sacred work. Now let your heart settle into this simple, prayerful thought quietly today. May I become trustworthy, gentle, clear, and strong. May I attract what is good by becoming what is true. May my life carry peace, integrity, and calm. May I choose what honors my soul. May I continue to grow with patience and grace. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to reflect or pray. And if it helped you, like, comment, and subscribe for daily guidance, comfort, and encouragement.